So boys and girls, just like the lady I was telling you who goes to the hospitals and has the kids design a feather to make wings, we thought it would be neat for us to have a pair of eagle wings as well that you could stand by, just to kind of remember that the wings of the eagle, or what God does for us, is that he protects us from all those fears. And then instead of feeling like an eaglet that's just hanging out there all alone, we know that God protects us and allows us to try and deal with our fears. We thought about making a paper white wings. We thought about painting the wings. We thought about making silver wings. Or these next ones are kind of cool, to make foam wings. These are all different ways that artists have made eagle wings. But we decided that it would be fun to let each of you paint your own wing, and then we would put it all together into a beautiful pair of wings. Miss Adriana and I studied the feathers of eagles and decided to come up with these different colors. And then we drew designs or shapes for each type of feather. And we're going to be having you work through that today. The first thing you're going to be doing is writing on your feather maybe a worry or two that you might have, that you feel like you kind of wish you had God's protection for. And here's the great thing: he does protect you. And so we're going to remind ourselves of that by putting it on our feather. Once we have that figured out, you can look at the chart on your feather paper and be able to figure out where your feathers are going to end up on the eagle. And then you are going to be using the base color paint to color in your entire feather. This is something you're going to want to do pretty quickly, and you can always add water to it. If you just dip your brush straight into the water, it will spread out that pigment and make it a little bit more translucent so that we can see your writing in between. After that, decoration gets to begin. We'll take the lid off, and you are going to be taking your brush and not scooping up a whole bunch of stuff, but just dipping the tip of your brush into the paint. Here I am adding on some polka dots onto my feather, and I'm going to be showing you a few techniques. First of all, when you switch to a new color, you're always going to want on the one side to be rinsing out your brush really well without splashing your friend, and then you are going to dry it off on a sponge that we'll have there for you. One technique is called sgraffito, where you can take the back of your brush and do a design. Now, don't do circles and swirls just like I did. Make sure you look at the idea sheet and figure out how you can make your own design using that technique. Next, you can go and add different colors, always rinsing out your brush in between. Another thing you can do is use the back of your brush to make a perfect polka dot. If you dip the back of the brush into the paint and then just set it down onto your feather, it'll make a dot. Some kids cleaned off the back of their brush by just swirling the back of their brush into the sponge. One last thing, when you're using white, you will just dip the tip of that ballerina toe of your brush into the paint. No swirling, no making soup, no stirring, just a little quick dip and get out, just the tip. And that should be plenty of white paint there for you. The white stays nice for everybody else, and then you can go and add it to the paint. It's already on your feather, and it will mix in there so nice. Go ahead and get started.